And I think we should talk a little bit about Mel Gibson going crazy on his girlfriend. And I want to ask women in particular whose side they're on this. There's an interesting article about this that came out from somebody I don't really know. I never heard of them, but it's a hell of an article. And I posted it on michaelsavage.com where she says Michael Savage and Whoopi Goldberg both support Mel Gibson. Michael Savage and Whoopi Goldberg stick up for Mel Gibson. I thought it was a well-written article. I wouldn't have posted it if it was just me and Whoopi Goldberg. I don't particularly care for Whoopi Goldberg's act. I think she's terrible. I think she's a talentless hack. I think she's about as talentless as Obama, frankly. And so, therefore, I've never enjoyed any of her work. I think she got everywhere because of reasons other than her talent or lack thereof. And she's on a show that makes me retch. But nevertheless, she's a friend of Mel Gibson's, and she knows that there's no question about it that, Mel Gibson was set up. Now, look, let me just say this. The article is well written. Dr. Savage did not condone Gibson's irrational rant. Savage nevertheless expressed a sense of sympathy for a man who appears to be more like a wounded animal, who's been betrayed, heartbroken, and set up by an opportunistic young female. Now, I didn't call her an opportunistic young female. I called her a young hoe. But I'm reading from the article, which is written for a different, audience. It's a very interesting article. You should read it. And Dr. Savage, it says, once again refuses to be painted into a corner. Unlike many other in the industry, according to millions across America, daily, he is a constant voice of reason in a world savaged by absurdity and political correctness. Well, okay, I thought it was well written. I don't know who this person is, but we're going to have her on the show. And it was written by who? Michael Savage and Whoopi Goldberg stick up for Mel Gibson. Where's the author of this, Beowulf? Who was the woman who wrote this article? Well, anyway, what do you think about the story? Why is the author not on this article? One would tend to think that these two individuals would never be on the same side. Dr. Savage, a famous conservative radio talk show host, by the way, recently banned in England, absurdly in the minds of many, is the author of multiple #1 bestsellers, including Liberalism is a Mental Disorder, The Enemy Within, and The Savage Nation. Dr. Savage has millions of followers who tune in daily, blah, 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 eagerly awaiting his take on the most crucial issues that face America today. He does it in a unique way, unabashed by political correctness, striking a chord that millions respond to, finding strength in his beliefs, borders, language, and culture. However, with Mel Gibson's most recent troubles recorded by his Russian hoe, a ranting and raving Gibson seemingly leaves very little room for doubt about certain sensibilities. On today's radio show, however, Savage came on Gibson's defense, sort of. And so that's where we're at today. What do you think? Whose side are you on here? Gibson or the hoe? That's all. I mean, I'm going to make it very simple because America has made up its mind. Are you on? Because I think you should listen to some of the tapes. Start with tape 2.
Stay on this phone and don't hang up on me. I have plenty of energy to drive over there. You understand me? And I will. So just listen to me. Listen to my ranting. Listen to what you do to me.
I didn't do anything to you.
A pain in the ass.
You are ruining my life.
You make my life so difficult.
Well, you know what?
You be a woman that supports me instead of a woman that sucks off me. And just sucks me dry. And wants. Get out of this relationship if you're a good woman and you love me. I don't believe you anymore.
What did you say?
Has any relationship ever worked with you? No!
Well, what are you going to make a joke about the guy? The guy's in like a death agony there. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare to listen to it. It's alcohol talking. The man's heart was broken by the hoe who set him up, in my humble opinion. She set him up from day one. She got the meal ticket with the baby, and that's all she needed. She did the leg lock, and that was the end of the road. I mean, the guy threw away a lovely wife of, I don't know how many, 30 years. I don't count. I'm not into the celebrity thing. And he threw it away for the Hollywood starlet. And here it is 3 years later. Look where he is now. If this is not a biblical story, I'd like to know what is. As I said to you yesterday, I'll say it again today. In the bigger picture, this is a story for all of us. It's a story of what happens when you let your passions rule you. And we're all subject to our passions. In this case, it's a normally understood passion. Older man, younger woman, leg lock, baby, lawyer hell. That's all. But the things he said to her. Don't be a liar. You never said a thing like that in your life? You never heard of a thing like that said to anybody in rage? You never said it? I don't believe you. I don't believe people listening to this show, they never heard words like that before. That's number one. Is it nice to listen to? It makes me sick. Shocking to listen to these words. But, on the other hand, I have to say, she was setting him up. I heard the voice. The louder he got, the quieter she got. Every time she became quiet and like, what did I do? I did nothing. I love you. I'm a nice woman. I did nice woman. Breast job. Tush job. Diamond, Prada, very good. I do for you. And then it was over. He would go crazy again. And Gibson is a patriot. Remember, Gibson made movies that are patriotic, not only The Passion of Jesus. Remember We Were Soldiers Once and Young? Remember that movie? What a great movie. About the Battle of the Yadrang Valley. Remember that movie? To this day when I watch it, I get chills up my spine. Every movie the guy has made, he plays heroic figures. But heroic figures are flawed in real life as well as in fiction. Heroes are flawed, so he's flawed. What do you want to do, flay him because he's flawed? That's all. So that's why I say to you, America is talking about this. Whose side are you on, the Hollywood Ho or Mel Gibson? I'll tell you, I play the next Mel Gibson piece, clip 3. Let's hear 3.
You need medication.
What?
You need medication.
I need a woman, not a little girl with a dysfunctional. I need a woman. I don't need medication. You need a bat in the side of the head. All right? How about that? You need a doctor. You need a brain transplant.
You hear that? So, which one was this? That's clip 4, right? That's the 4. He needs a medication. He says, no, I need a woman. Well, in some cases, you could have medication and a woman. You just take Viagra. But that's not what we're talking about here. I don't think she was saying you need Viagra. Do you think she was saying he needs medication? That was the whole problem? And she says, you need medication? No, look, if a woman that just jilted you speaks to you in that calm tone and says you need medication, you'd go insane. You go crazy. I don't care what your background is, rich, poor, race doesn't matter, sexual orientation doesn't matter. If the lover who jilted you does this in a calm, provoking manner, you're going to go berserk. But why was she recording him? Why was she recording him? To blackmail him. Everybody could understand that. This is blackmail. I think she should be arrested.
Savage.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. On Blueberry Hill.
I found my thrill.
When I found you.
What a sweet voice this man has. I loved him when I was a kid, Fats Domino. I wish him well. So we're talking about Mel Gibson versus the Hollywood Ho, and I'm asking you which side you're on. And you know my position already, so I just got slammed. Here's an email I got from somebody I respect, a woman, who says, Savage, you're wrong. He is a stone-cold alcoholic. This has happened to him before. He is an ugly, disgusting drunk. He used Jesus to make a fortune. There is no honor in his film, in my opinion. He exploited Christians. Ooh. Take no prisoners. Roar. Wow. Ooh. Oh, yeah. That didn't come from Mary, let me tell you. When I say Mary, I mean from the Bible. But the fact of the matter is, I think that a lot of people believe what that email just said, the same thing. They won't call the show. They're afraid that I'll get mad at it. I'm not going to get mad. I don't care what side you take, frankly. It's called an opinion show, so whatever your opinion is your opinion. Right? So let's have one more Mel Gibson, the next one. Go ahead.
I don't give a damn about my music, and I don't give a damn about you spending another penny. I'm saving her life.
Yeah, well, you're awful angry for this.
You almost killed us. Did you forget?
Last 3 years has been a gravy train.
You were hitting a woman with a child in her hands. You, what kind of man is that? Hitting a woman when she's holding a child in her hand, breaking her teeth twice in the face. What kind of man is that?
Oh, you're all angry now.
You're going to get to, you know what? You're going to
Okay, let's stop right
one.
there. That was inserted. Michael's humble opinion, and I don't work for the CIA, that was inserted by the lawyers. Whoever the lawyer is in this, I'd like to see the name. I can't wait to see the name of the lawyer who's going to come forward, the vampire. In my estimation, an expert at reading these kinds of things, whatever they call them, can easily see whether or not, rather determine on a screen whether or not that was inserted, because it's a different voice than follows, by the way. And by the way, boys and girls, if you don't know it by now, when you talk on a telephone, always assume you're being recorded. I don't care who you're speaking to. I don't care what the conversation is about. Whatever you're saying, in the back of your head, just say to yourself, do I really want to say this? Because I must assume it's being recorded by somebody.